Hi.
That was something.
Too bad nobody ever hears that.
Well, maybe they will this time. We've referenced there being a countdown.
No, I think
So.
I mean, most of the people that have been listening have been on the show, so they know how we do our
I don't know if that's true.
thing.
I don't want to know how you do your thing. You're listening to Time to Lean, and here's a song, episode 92. I'm Ed Uncle Hat. Phil and John are going to talk for a while, have a beverage, not in that order, and then they're going to write a song about something they talked about. That's the deal here at Time to Lean, and here's a song.
I think we have a few more listeners than have been on.
Okay.
Hello, if you're a listener and haven't been a guest yet and would like to be, you can contact us at Time to Lean and here's a song at Google or at Gmail.
And it like to
.com.
kind of paraphrase the joke of the old car talk shows. Write your request on the back of a $100 bill.
Or a duty-free bottle of something in bond.
Something in bond, yes. Well, here we are, episode 92. You started that shit today. I posted that. Episode 81 is up.
I don't know what happened. I hit the wrong button. I knew it wasn't. I knew we were in the 90s.
You didn't check it. You were so excited.
I was so excited.
We finally released another episode.
Well, they're getting farther and fewer and far between. Is that the phrase? I'm terrible with phrases.
Far and few between. Yeah, reverse that.
Further and farther between.
Yeah. AKA shitty. No. We're quality over quantity.
That's what it is. Still trying to get over a cold. I don't know.
Well, and now I'm catching one.
Well, fine. So I'll probably cough a little bit here and there. My voice might be lower than normal. I sound like the narrator for some reason.
For some strange reason, yeah. Yeah, I had a cold in January, and I skipped February and picked up another one.
Well,
hopefully it's not as bad as the last one. Or
I think a lot of people didn't have colds for like 2 years there when we were all wearing masks and stuff, and not French kissing strangers, that kind of thing. Now everybody's just doing whatever they want. No mask, French kissing strangers. I mean, it's
cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. It's terrible. Sounds like you're drinking something.
Would you believe it? Well, yes. Now it's time for the first time listeners is what are you drinking segment. I'm
surprised we don't have a musical cue for that.
We don't. Well, we just do it. We don't have a.
Yeah,
we will now.
Well, I mean, it's in the show description.
Hey, John.
It's on the tin, as
what
they
you
say.
Drinking? Hey, Phil. What you drinking? It writes itself. No, I'm drinking a mistake. I thought I was getting a bottle and bonded thing, but I grabbed the wrong one. But it's okay. It's old granddad, 80 proof.
Oh, okay. The bottom shelf. All the old granddads are usually on the bottom shelf. But
yeah, but some of them, I mean, they're okay for the bottom shelf.
I haven't had it in a while, but it used to be kind of the bargain for bourbon lovers.
Well,
and bottle and bond was always the one people said you should get. Although I hear a lot of people really like the 114 proof.
Oof.
That gets a lot of accolades.
Because I think the bottle and bond only goes up to like 101 or something, doesn't it?
It's by law. It's 100.
100. So it can't be 101. It has to be 100.
Yeah. No, that it specifically says 50% ABV.
Well,
4 years old at least. I think the age it has to be a minimum of 4 years.
Yeah.
And then the whole bonded warehouse thing, which
who knows what that means?
Yeah, I don't know. I could probably look it up.
It's a tax dodge.
Probably is.
Or maybe they have to pay more for the licensing fee.
And it has to be a single distillery from a single distilling season, as they say.
Oh, wow. So there's more involved than I thought.
Yeah, no, it is a quality control regulation. It's been around for, I think it's a post-prohibition thing.
No, yeah, you mentioned that before, I think. But how do 114? That seems kind of high.
Yeah, that's basically cask strength.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Or a little under. Bourbon is often at full strength at 60-ish%. Depends. So they go between like 50, upper 50s and lower 60s.
So if you got some White Lightning, really young stuff, what's that at usually? That's probably
it might be higher, although I think there is I think whiskey
maximum.
has some maximum you can do.
I just can't get another one out of here.
It's not much above 60%. I've never seen anything above. I've never seen a 70%. I don't know. Maybe I'll research that and know what I'm talking about next time.
Well, there. It's a little project for you.
Don't worry about it, John. I got this one. Bourbon can't really be distilled any higher than 160 proof or 80% alcohol by volume. ABV, as some people say. Yeah, that's because, 160 proof bourbon is as high as the proof can reach off the still. But other whiskeys allow up to 90% volume alcohol by volume. I've heard. I don't know. I'm going back to bed.
So, okay, so Old Granddad, on ice or you drink it neat?
No, I would definitely. It's okay neat, but I did I did go to a whiskey tasting and
yes,
at one of the choir guys' house. But what are you drinking? You can talk.
Okay. Well, actually,
where are you?
Mine's going to take a minute because I've got a little bit of a long-winded.
Oh
what
my!
I'm drinking.
Okay.
So if you want to continue your story, come back to me.
Okay. I just got to try some different whiskeys. Willet. I pronounce everything.
What you talking
wrong.
about, Willet?
Even though I do voiceovers, I still pronounce everything wrong. Let's see. I didn't try it, but he had some Buffalo Trace White Lightning.
Okay.
And I was curious about it, but he hadn't opened it. He just had a little tiny bottle of that, and I didn't ask to open that. He probably would have. I did try it. I tried again.
That's a real whiskey nerd if you got some of that stuff.
Yeah. I did try Eagle Rare again for the first time in a few years. He has some of that. That used to be our old favorite back in episode, I don't know.
Oh, in the early seasons, we would be throwing
10.
it back on ice and
hooping it up,
making Manhattans out of it and all that. Back
Yeah.
when you could actually, go get it at the store.
And we're partially to blame for its popularity, and we apologize that we were just hitting that so hard that all of our fans were, and now you can't get it.
Yep, we made it trendy.
Oh well, it's like I'm bringing back what's the opposite of skinny jeans? Fat jeans?
Baggy jeans?
Baggy jeans. I'm bringing back baggy jeans.
Yeah, there they are. Eagle Rare I haven't had in a while. I've still got an unopened bottle sitting in the back of my cabinet.
It was nice.
I should probably just open it and drink it. It's not like it's gonna improve or anything. But whatever.
Let's see. Another one from that same company, Rowan's Creek. I tried. I think this.
Oh
guy
yeah, I've seen
goes
Rowan's
to-
Creek. Yeah.
I think some of these dudes in the choir are a little more established than I am, so they get to do more traveling and that kind of thing. And I think he probably went on a bourbon tour at least once.
Oh yeah, that is part of the Willet.
Rowan. It sounds like a Japanese whiskey. Just kidding. What else? I don't know. I tried Heaven's Gate again, the Bob Dylan bourbon.
Heaven's Door, you mean?
Heaven's Door.
Not the
Heaven's Gate.
1970s movie. Yeah.
I think this happened once before at an episode where I did that. I don't remember. Maybe not. Maybe I'm having deja vu. And we probably don't have anyone that would correct us anymore. Let's see. What else did I try?
Yeah. Rowan's Creek is not made by the Buffalo Trace people, though.
No, it's Willet, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Or will it?
Yeah, I guess I don't honestly know.
Will it or won't it?
Oh.
But I don't know.
Okay.
He
Did
also
you have a
made-
favorite? Oh, go ahead.
He also made Manhattans in between things.
God, how did you get home?
Well, I took a break, but okay, I only had 2 Manhattans also. But he poured little tiny tastes because he wanted me to try all kinds of different things.
Okay. Smart.
But, I guess as the intermission, here's the Manhattan. But he does his straight up in the coupe glass, and he doesn't do them like we do, but it was good. He makes a really good Manhattan. I don't know, maybe someday.
Okay, so he doesn't there's no ice involved. Is that what you're saying?
I think he stirs it in ice and then strains it in a coupe glass. So
I've done that. Well, what I often do
I'm not
these
saying you
days
never have.
is I stir it on ice and then pour it over a large cube.
Yeah.
That I do that with old fashions too, because you get a little of the melting, but yeah, I don't know. I probably saw it in some
Now,
YouTube thing.
you make a darn good Manhattan, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, his were different. They were good too. But then he had me try some, I think it was a Buffalo Trace bottled Manhattan sort of thing.
Ah, yes.
And it wasn't as good as his. And maybe it wasn't Buffalo Trace, but it was one of those, that pre-made, which I never really care for. This one was tolerable, but I wouldn't buy it,
They're RTDs, as they call them in the business.
What's that stand for?
Ready to drink.
Oh, well,
I think about booze way too much.
it's an RTL Ready to Listen episode.
So I'm curious with the Manhattans, what kind of vermouth did he use?
I don't know.
I've been
I wasn't
tempted
paying
to try
attention.
different ones.
Well, I think he probably goes with a pretty basic vermouth, like not basic, like
Martini Rossi.
no. I think it's what is the other more common one?
There's
Doblin or something, or
it's Dolan, I think.
Dolan. That's what
that
you
one's-
use, isn't it?
I think so. To be honest, it's more about the fact that it comes in a small bottle.
Exactly.
I really like that, and most of the other vermouths come in a standard 750 ml
Yeah.
bottle, and it's really it if you don't make tons of them,
Yeah.
it kind of goes bad after a while, even in the fridge.
I-
If you let it sit there for months, and the small bottles seem to be a better portion.
I'd be a fan of smaller bottles for a lot of things, a lot of liqueurs and that. Well, we probably talked about that before too. But if back when I was getting into cocktails, it's like, you need a half an ounce of blah blah blah. It's like, well,
that is used in like maybe 2 cocktails.
Yeah.
And, I mean that is a really expensive thing to get into. Many years ago, I dabbled with that, and yeah, the costs really add up.
well, it takes a lot of space.
If you're into cocktails,
Yeah.
it's another hobby with a lot of expensive things.
Sure. Old guy hobbies get expensive. Golf.
Yeah. No, I'm
Beverages.
sure cocktails are relatively cheap compared to golf.
I wouldn't know.
So I hear.
But if you're going to be a president, you should
Well.
probably golf.
Or a business tycoon or some bullshit like that.
Or somebody that's both. Oops, not. But politics, yeah.
So-
So we just had super primaries, Super
It
Tuesday,
was Super Taco Tuesday.
Super Taco Tuesday just got over, and Dean Phillips.
Taco Tuesday is way better than Super Tuesday.
Dean Phillips did not get a taco burger.
Speaking of booze, yeah,
Yeah,
he did
Phillips.
not win Taco Tuesday.
He spent quite a bit of his old flavored vodka Empire money.
Yeah. Sad.
Oh well, and Nikki Haley dropped out, but did not endorse Trump. So
yeah, that's I guess I get that, even though she seems to try to have it both ways. Wants to be invited to all the right-wing parties.
it's a fine line to tread, a fine
Oh,
line to thread.
in a strange way, I feel for her.
Yeah, and she won't have a chance again, probably. She probably burned a bridge going against the
I
team.
mean, it's possible that if Trump loses,
soundly.
that maybe she'll have a comeback. I mean,
You never know with politics. Because I do wonder if,
But then again, so could DeSantis, God help us.
If it seems like if you, I wonder if Trump disappears or fades away or whatever, if his influence will just instantly drop off. It seems like that wing is pretty well.
Yeah.
Mark, who I went to the whiskey tasting at his house, he lives in West Side St. Paul, not West St. Paul, but he says it'll take at least a generation for the Republican Party to become normal again. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's probably right, but yeah. So anyway,
you never know these days, though.
Let's talk about something else. Did I ask you? Did you have a favorite out of the stuff you tried?
I don't know. I just have a fond spot in my heart for Eagle Rare still. Yeah. He did have some Blantons, and I was thinking of going.
Take advantage.
Up the line from, okay, I'll do Buffalo Trace and then Eagle Rare. But I was like, I hope I didn't offend him, but I was like, no, you keep your Bland's. I've had it. I know it. I don't want to wait. I don't want to.
No, that's very gentlemanly of you.
Well, he might have been offended, though. This guy's like so generous.
Well,
no, he didn't. He doesn't seem easily offended.
It's nice that he was willing
either.
to share it, though. That's good.
Yeah. He doesn't seem easily offended either. But so, I don't know. You got a story to tell.
Oh, it's not a story. It's I'm doing a mini shootout between two different ryes.
Shout out to the shootout.
Yeah, very appropriate because it's they're both High West products.
Okay, and they're
so
both ryes?
A shootout. They're both ryes. Yeah.
Oh, I think I might know where this is going.
I think I probably told you about this, but
no, not exactly. But
okay. I was having a chat with my dear brother Rob, friend of the show. And
DBR.
That's right, dear brother Rob. I hope I never use that again.
It'll be a song.
PBR, my DBR. Oh God, I am sick.
Well, in more ways than five.
No, I was chatting with him, and he had, I think, bought I don't know if he bought or had it somewhere, but had some of High West's more expensive rye, which is called Rendezvous Rye.
Oh, I've forgotten to try that. Yeah.
And he texted me and said, this really wasn't very good.
Oops.
Kind of like, yeah. And he said he actually preferred the cheaper High West product to Double Rye.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was a little surprised by that. But I recall hearing discussion board people and whiskey nerds, all that stuff, over the last couple of years, complaining that High West's quality is kind of dropped off.
Oh, that's sad. Don't they have new ownership or something?
They were bought out by a corporate multinational.
Oh, and now this group has always been a blender. They haven't made their own.
Well, that's the funny part is that they most of the time they have been a blender, so they buy barrels from other sources and blend them together and make them taste good. They did actually start distilling their own whiskey.
I wondered if they were going to.
I think it currently, at least some of the products they put out now have their own, as they say, their own distillate.
Okay.
And they're a little bit fuzzy about how much of their own stuff and how much sourced whiskey is in their products.
Oh, that's like Templeton Rye or something.
Yeah, well, at least they aren't claiming. They don't claim. I mean, they're sort of transparent, but they're not. They're not super detailed about it. But they will say it's a blend of our own stuff with some other things.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Whatever. But in the earlier days, it was all blended from multiple sources, and supposedly the Rendezvous Rye, again the more expensive blended rye, was supposedly made up of some really old barrels of rye, and a lot of people liked it.
I think I tried it a few years ago, so I must have gotten some of that.
And double rye was always the lower end, but it always kind of hit above its weight as far as quality goes, because it's really, it's an under $30 bottle most of the time.
Yeah.
sometimes even cheaper. And I've it's long been a favorite rye for me to buy for like Manhattans and things like that.
Get the rye cuts through a little bit.
It's definitely a little bit spicier rye and everything. But
Yeah.
So anyway, long story, blah blah blah. So I shortly after I heard this from Rob, I was
DBR.
passing through a grocery store, liquor store that normally doesn't have a lot of stuff, but I'm kind of gotten into the habit over the years of, if I'm in, like, let's say I'm at a Cub Foods, which is one of the chains here.
Yeah.
And I'm in there getting something else, I'll walk through the liquor department just
You never know.
kicks, because you never know. And I've found interesting and or heavily discounted things that they couldn't move.
Right.
And that's part of the fun. It's kind of a hunt, if you will. And most of the time you see nothing and you walk out. It's like, nope, this is all either same old shit everybody has at this, so-so prices.
The wall of rum.
Yeah, the wall
of flavored rum.
Yeah, and really these stores, I have to say that
God.
they're mostly focused on beer.
Well,
That's fair.
yeah, and flavored.
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit too. But the whiskey selection, I think the ones around here carry way more whiskey than they used to, though. So that's kind of cool.
It's gone up. It's gone up in popularity a lot. In
But
part
I'm in
because
there
of us.
a few weeks ago, and I noticed they've got Rendezvous Rye closeout like half price, and so
Wow.
it make from 70 down to 35, and it's like, oh,
Okay.
that's really interesting. And then I look at the bottle, and it's an old bottle and the batch number on the label can tell you 2019.
Nice. Oh, you scored some of the original.
So it's the older style one,
Oh.
and it looked like it had been, I mean, the label was almost starting to peel off. It had been sitting in the store for that long.
Jeez.
And
It turned to vinegar.
it's also easier to tell because they've redone the labels on their products at some point. So it's pretty easy to spot the old ones. And so I thought, oh, this is the chance, because I already had some of the new version of Double Rye sitting at home. So this is my chance to really see what Rob's talking about.
So you're going to compare
Yeah.
the old version of Rendezvous Rye with...
The new Double Rye. I don't have an example of the old Double Rye.
Okay. But you
So
don't
it's
have a
not-
new example of the...
No, because I
Rendezvous
don't want to spend $70 to find out.
on something that's probably not good. You can
If somebody wants to send me a bottle, go for it.
go, yeah. Or you
So-
can tip us at the coffee.
Buy me a coffee.
Buy me a coffee / time to lean.
It's / but yes.
Fine. Don't backslash it.
That's
Anyway.
a pet peeve of mine. People use that term incorrectly.
Well, at some point, though, it just becomes the way it is.
Well, then you just say /.
Oh, okay. /
I don't know.
That was a
Who
guy
cares?
from Guns N' Roses.
Probably
Sorry.
if you put that in your web browser, it won't care. It'll take you to the same place. So I've already tasted these before, fortunately. So
Okay.
so I'm gonna start with the cheap stuff. I'm doing them neat, no ice, no water. They're both the same strength, conveniently, both 46%, which is a good average American whiskey. If it was Scotch, that would be actually above average for proof. But
So you're doing double rye first.
Double Rye first, yes.
High West, double rye, DBR.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the nose has got a definite bite to it. Like it has that real classic rye, spicy smell to it,
Okay.
and it's definitely it's not a super sweet rye like some of them are. Again, because High West doesn't tell us, we don't know what the mash bills are made up of. So how much corn, how much rye, and blah blah blah.
Sure.
And
If
one
it's
of the
not
things-
as sweet, it probably has less corn.
Yes. Higher percentage of rye grain. You can technically make rye whiskey with 100% rye grain.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It is out there. It's somewhat unusual because it's very potent. I mean, if you like that rye spice, it tastes almost like a different whiskey because a lot of ryes are maybe 60 to 70% rye and the rest of it's corn.
I'd be curious to try 100%. I don't know if I ever have.
Yeah, I've had it. Well, I had it from 45th Parallel. They had a limited bottling of it. In fact, I think I read they just did another one.
Did we go try that together? No.
I think you've had it. It's been a while though.
Okay, fine.
And that stuff was. I'm not always in the mood for the punch in the face rye flavor. It's really strong. It just has that spicy, grainy, clove, whatever thing. It just crazy.
No, I did try it.
Flavorful.
I remember at the bar there they have a tasting. Okay.
Okay, so this leans a little bit more to that. It's one of the things like a more. It tastes very young though, in the way that there's a little bit of burn to it of that young whiskey thing going on, and it also doesn't stay with you. There's no finish.
Oh,
there's a little bit. I mean, it's fine. I still think it's okay. It's not,
They probably cut it with some pretty young stuff.
I think that's always been double. In fact, the original versions, they used to claim that like it was like 8 and 3-year-old blend.
Oh,
or something like that.
Well, that averages out to 5 point whatever.
Yeah, so it's really I still think it's good for the price. It's fine. And now I'm going to move to the second one.
All right. Double rye usually goes for about $35, you said?
I often get it for less than that.
Oh, sure.
I think some places will charge $30-ish for it.
Okay.
35
right.
might be MSRP. It's frequently discounted at Costco and places like that.
Mid.
Yeah, it's about near the bottom shelf for a rye whiskey though. There's not much below it.
That's true. Yeah, I'll go Old Voldemort.
Old Voldemort is a little bit cheaper. I think it's $18 or $19 now.
Yeah. You can get that bottled in bond.
Yeah, which is they even make a high proof now.
Wow.
Crazy, huh? Okay, so Rendezvous rye. The nose is much more subdued. It's really kind of, it almost smells like a bourbon. Yeah, it's a very mild, kind of tame whiskey.
Smooth.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it. I mean, it is different than other ryes.
And I just tasted it. The flavor is definitely, the rye comes out when you taste it. It's not so much on the nose. On the double rye, the nose is very, very, the rye spice just hits you really quickly.
Is that maybe because the age too?
It could be younger whiskey.
Sure.
Again, we don't know.
We don't know.
But the double,
Fuckers.
or the Rendezvous though, is a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
And it's very smooth. It is a nice, easygoing kind of, Johnny Walker Blue-esque kind of thing. But the rye is almost on the back end where you get it after the initial taste.
Okay.
Like I can still kind of taste that rye flavor.
Well, maybe Rob can, next time you see him, he can bring out the new bottle and you can try it.
When I followed up with Rob about this, and I think he prefers a much more spicy rye flavor.
Yeah, if it's going to be rye, if you want a rye, you want a rye.
Right. But this one, and this particular stuff would probably get lost in a cocktail.
Sure, you might as well just use bourbon.
Would not. Yeah, it would not have that distinctive flavor. So I'm not sorry I tried it. It's very tasty. Just on its own, it's a nice whiskey.
Right.
I probably would have been a bit put off if I'd paid full price for it. It doesn't quite have it. Does a $70 bottle of whiskey, even Scotch, should have quite a bit going on.
Yeah.
And this one,
it's worth $35.
Yeah, I would even I'd say 40 or 50 would be okay for this. It's
75.
It's nice. People have different ideas of what they want out of a whiskey. This one is very, very smooth. It is really an easy sipper. There's my long-winded, what am I drinking? Terrible.
Hey, what you thinking?
Hey, Phil, what you drinking?
Yeah, there's a song in there somewhere. Yeah, that's funny. I normally these things like John's Old Tech or something. I'll try to come up with some kind of theme song for the segments, but we never did for this. But like you said, it's just part of the deal. It's not really a segment. It would get played an awful lot.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's not go a changing.
Sometimes my headphones are cutting out here. I think I need a new plug or something. So if I just start rambling over you, it's because I can't hear you. It's fine if I don't move. I like to move it.
All right. Well, what else is going on? I don't know.
Oh, geez.
I haven't gone on a cruise recently, so
I did.
Thank
I
God
did.
for that.
I did. I was I had a piggyback ride on Tom Cruise. I needed to give me cocktails, and I had to buy this special package where the drink package. So you get to ride on Tom Cruise's back. And
you had cocktails? Ha, 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 ha.
Now, somebody that doesn't know that movie reference will think you're making a sexual innuendo.
Oh, okay.
I would not have sex with Tom Cruise. Do you have a celebrity crush?
Oh, I don't know.
You used to. I remember, what was that gal's name in the Paul Reiser show? That was one of your celebrity
Helen
crushes.
Hunt. Yeah.
You went through a Helen Hunt phase.
She's great. Yep.
You wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers today, but...
And that gal from Weeds.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. I think she was on the West Wing at some point, too, so that probably adds to the...
No, that's why.
Mary Louise Parker? I don't know. Kevin Nealon?
Fine. I don't think I have one. Do I? You know, there's a gal that does the... Now that we're watching commercials again with these commercials have shown up again now on these.
Oh, like Amazon Prime now.
Get the
hopefully
cheaper
gives
versions.
you ads.
Yeah. You know that Bosch, like a Bosch? This refrigerator. There's a gal there that probably is a dancer.
I think my mom likes that show.
Well, like a Bosch? No, this is a commercial.
Oh, okay. I tell you, talking about the TV show Bosch.
No. There's
the
it's a commercial.
European
The lady
appliance outfit. Yeah.
The lady is selling refrigerators, and she throws a cactus mug. I don't know. I think she's a dancer or something. She's kind of intense. And I used to have a kind of a little bit of a celebrity crush on the progressive lady, insurance gal.
Flo. It's not her real name, of course, but sure.
I don't know. I have strange tastes in celebrity crushes, I guess.
No, I think I sort of get that.
They're only commercials. I don't watch enough other shows to know I don't even know who the celebrities are anymore.
Plus, it's hard if they're animated.
Well, I
love that voice.
Well, sure.
Actually, voiceover actor would be pretty logical.
Sure, that would make sense. Although I do tend to focus more on... I probably have male voiceover voice crushes. But
yeah.
Fine.
James Earl Jones.
No.
Or that, oh my God, it's James Earl Jones.
Speaking of insurance commercials, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but the guy that does one of the voices on that Invincible show, the guy that does Omni-Man, he's kind of the Superman, kind of dark version of Superman. But the guy that does the voice,
somebody famous.
Yeah, the guy that does the voice for it was in some kind of insurance commercial. He's a bald guy.
Oh, it's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I think he does the voice.
Yeah, because I looked up that on Wikipedia and noticed he was in that show.
Does a good job.
He was. I mean, he's in stuff besides State Farm commercials.
I know.
Yeah.
Evidently, I only pay attention to commercials anymore as far as.
No, he's good. What. He played the sadistic drum teacher in Whiplash.
And no, I didn't see that. But also he was the Spider-Man. Boy.
Oh, which one of the 50 Spider-Man?
No,
movies?
the newer iterations. He has a mustache in it. I think he took James Earl Jones. No, not Sam Elliott.
He took James Earl Jones's mustache. There's the song. There's the title.
Our longest title ever.
Okay, so he had a Sam Elliott mustache.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that good.
Nobody does that.
Although, that guy that's in Yellowstone is trying it. He's got a Western out now. He's got a big mustache.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah. He's got...
He also plugs, like, Keurig coffee pods and shit like that, too.
And he plugs a toilet now and then, too.
That's right.
That's good God-fearing man. Yeah, he's got a big mustache and a little tiny soul patch triangle thing.
Whatever.
He's got some Western coming up. I think he's going to get out of Yellowstone and do that. He's made this
Didn't Yellowstone end? I thought I heard that.
I don't know, but I know he wanted out. So I don't know if it'll continue without him, but maybe it wouldn't. I didn't get into that show. I did watch the one that led up to it. There were 2 prequels or something. I watched one of them.
There's the Harrison Ford one, and there's another one.
I couldn't get into the Harrison Ford one, but I got into the one before that or whatever with the 2 country singers.
Okay.
Whose names I forget, but that was...
Taylor Swift was in that one?
She used to be a country singer, so you're close.
I know.
Taylor Swift.
Yellowstone with Taylor Swift.
This is 1883 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
they all sound like whiskey names.
Jefferson.
1793 or whatever.
And now a mini series about whiskey. But the Kevin Costner movie,
narrated by Mitch McConnell.
Oh, God. What is he saying? He would be a terrible voiceover guy.
Yeah, I Al Franken still does a really funny Mitch McConnell imitation.
No,
on his podcast. Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, he's great. In fact, I should listen to his next one, see if he has a little bit of a rant about Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
I still like his podcast. Anyway, continue.
Well, this Kevin Costner movie looks exactly like the prequel to the prequel of Yellowstone. I mean,
well, go with what works, right?
The plot is exactly the same. This group is trying to get across the country in stagecoaches, and it's like, okay. And they interact with Native Americans.
Yeah, maybe you can get Graham Greene to come out.
I think the thing that series was Sam Elliott was in it, and he was so good. And
yeah,
gosh, I could watch him eat paste. I don't know. He's a good.
That's a strange.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a good actor.
Well, you can't say read the phone book anymore. So
no. And he wouldn't eat paste. Maybe he has a TikTok of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we into the what are we watching part now?
We always seem to.
Or wait, what else is going on? Anything else? I got the Apollo Club still going. Rehearsals.
Yeah, you guys sound great.
You got to see we did a collaboration with the Eau Claire Statesman.
You guys are pretty good for a choir.
You know,
well,
I think we actually stayed at pitch on that one song, on the a cappella song, so we didn't go down. Usually choirs sing an a cappella song, they go down a half step. It's just the way it is. But we were so wound up. Stayed on pitch.
Apollo Club Drift.
Yeah, that was a good collaboration. Got to sing with some college kids, and it was fun in rehearsing with them, or when we sang in the afterglow, as they call it, at a bar afterwards with the kids that were old enough. We'd sing there too, and when us basses would kick in, the older basses,
Mm-hmm.
they would light up. Wow, they just love that real kind of depth. And they, not that they didn't have good basses, but there's something about drinking whiskey and living life, and
Yeah, you get that.
your voice just matures and rumbles.
Toughens up your chords.
And
Yeah.
and some of us can go even lower now than we used to be. Especially when I have a cold, I drop down 2 octaves.
It's magic.
You can do magic. Billy Joel wrote a new song. Did you hear it yet?
No.
Well, his first new song in 20 years or something.
Yeah, that's well, as long as it's not as bad as We Didn't Start the Fire.
No, it was We Didn't Start the Fire Again.
Okay.
He did a sequel. No, it was a prequel to We Didn't Start a Fire. We still didn't start a fire.
We couldn't find any firewood.
We couldn't find a damn match.
There you go.
We couldn't start the fire.
I'm sorry. I really don't like that song.
I can't say I ever did either. But I mean, I can see where people liked it. I mean, it
I can't take it anymore.
I think the video
screams
helped.
at the end. Yeah. Oh,
well, okay.
Yeah, the video. The video is a crutch for a mediocre song.
Well, what did you really think? A crutch for a mediocre song.
Ah, damn it.
But it was so popular.
Well, so is
so is
a lot
Mitch
of shit.
McConnell.
It's like the quote from Groundhog Day. It's Bill Murray says, "Well, people like blood sausage." when responding to somebody saying, "Well, people like blah blah blah."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I wonder
so
if
that's my crotchety comment about that.
I wonder if that was an ad lib. No, that reminds me of Quick Change, which I want to watch again.
Yeah.
Maybe we could watch that and talk about that on the next episode.
It's been a long time. Yeah, we should do that.
If there are any Quick Change fans out there that want to be a guest, make sure to contact us at I don't know what it is.
And write it on $1,000 bill.
Time to lean
for that movie.
Time to lean, and here's a song at gmail.com.
Now watch. Everybody's trying to remember what we're talking about. It's a movie with Bill
Quick
Murray
Change,
where he dresses up as a clown.
Yeah, crying on the inside clown.
Yep, it's great. Best line of the movie. But I
that might be
the inside clown.
That's probably one of my favorite lines of any movie. Now that movie didn't do. Well, I will talk about it some other day.
Yeah.
That movie didn't do well, but it developed a cult following. Okay, fine. And if you have any other topic ideas or suggestions or films we should review,
or Billy Joel songs we can trash.
Yeah, maybe we'll review
I like Billy Joel. I really do.
We'll review the new one. No, I like some of his earliest stuff, of course, quite a bit.
Yeah, except Piano Man.
No, that no, but
I'm trying to piss off our friend Eric.
Part of it is I appreciate that song, but I just don't need to hear it again. And is it because I just heard it so much?
Well, that most of it for me is that it got overplayed.
Oh, it just killed. I'm guessing his newest one won't get overplayed, but maybe we'll review that too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
It's true.
All right. Well. Oh, I did a salt bath. You ever heard of that?
Okay, that's random. No,
ever heard of that? Okay, so you ever hear to that? You ever hear tell of that? I set a spell at a salt bath. So it's you go into this little booth, and it's like
there's a lady there.
Well, yeah, that's extra. No, but it's like a pod. It's kind of a science fiction-y thing. And you sit on that, and you sit on a stool in there. The stool is like a sauna stool, but it's not a sauna. It's this tube, and they pump in salt-infused. I might be slaughtering this, but as near as I can remember, salt-infused air. But so you basically breathe in this salt vapor, and it's supposed to be good for your sinuses, and not evident of my nasal sound today. But it was, and then you kind of have a fine coating of salt. Somebody, I can't remember who, joked that I was brined, but time to brine. And so you sit in this thing, and I did the half hour. I had a gift card for that, or a infrared sauna. I prefer the steam sauna myself. Infrared's fine. But
it's like sitting in a microwave.
Yeah, I suppose I kind of had to.
No, it's not really like that at all. Keep going.
You're done. So in 30 seconds, you're
ding.
So I thought, well, okay, I'll get brined and then I'll go get microwaved. But I didn't do that. But it was. I did feel energized, and I don't know if that's because my blood pressure went up from the sodium or what. But I do. It definitely clears out your sinuses. She's like, you might want to bring. There was a lady involved, but she didn't stay there the whole time.
There was a lady involved. Go on.
I'll just start every story with that now. There was a lady involved.
That's good. See, that's going to get audience engagement.
There's always a lady involved. No, she just told me how to use the thing. And left.
They always leave.
It's like a dream. You're getting right to this point, and then.
So I'm going to pause you right there. I poured the 2 glasses of rye whiskey together.
You did a mix?
I did.
You made your own blend. You're blending a blend. You're blending 2 blends, which makes it 4 blends.
I think it's actually better.
Oh, you smarty pants!
It's actually pretty good.
I'm going to take a pause because I'm smelling a little bit of a smoky smell. So I'm going to make sure that the children are fine in the kitchen. Okay. I'll be right back. It might just be that the oven needs cleaning, which is another topic.
How let's discuss that. Yeah, okay.
And I gotta blow my nose. Open a window. I gotta clean the oven, John. I can't hear you yet, so I'm not really interactive.
Phil, you're not a good listener.
Are you there still? No, you left. Oh, dear Lord.
So did the house burn down?
No, they're making something in the oven. One of my children is
there was some old residue that started to smell.
And God bless them. I tell them not to turn the fan on because when I'm recording, because my studio is right above the fan. But now I'm
the exhaust fan.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking, maybe people could tolerate a hum. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, frozen pizzas are the big culprit around here.
Yeah? Well, they drip the cheese down on the bottom tray.
It's really hard to keep them from making a mess, and then you've got old stuff on the bottom that you have to clean up.
And then a lady comes in. No,
and then she leaves. No, I usually put foil under it. And
I have it's also for French fries, but this circular thing with holes in it for pizzas or...
you use a pan.
It's like a pan, but it has little holes in the bottom.
I've seen those things.
So, because I used to just make pizza right on the
rack.
On the rack, that's the best. I've been thinking about getting a pizza stone, but you have a pizza metal thing. We've talked about this before.
I have a steel, a baking steel, as they call it.
A baking steel.
It's
which probably is better because it's easier to clean.
Well, they don't the food oil and stuff doesn't seep into the material like it does on a ceramic stone.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have, and to be honest, I've got that baking steel and I don't use it.
Oh no, I think
partially because to make them really effective, you need to let them heat up for an hour in advance. So they get really hot. I also don't think it matters that much for frozen pizza. If I made fresh
No, that's what I was going to get at.
pizza
I think
dough.
because my youngest daughter and I have talked about making our. We tried it. We made a pizza dough that was okay, but we needed to try to find a better recipe. But I was like, we need a pizza stone or something because I would get that nice.
They help a lot. Yeah.
Crispy bottom. I was watching a YouTube video. I think it was America's something or other. One of those.
Oh, the test kitchen.
Yeah, I think one of those gals had a lady came in, and she has her own sideline gig, I think. But maybe it was America's Test Kitchens in her own kitchen. But she was doing she was talking about that pan pizza like a Pizza Hut used to do. Maybe they still do. I don't know. And she made in a cast iron skillet. She made that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to do that now."
I think that would be a pretty good way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get this nice. Well, there's another thing. I've been watching YouTube videos about cast iron because I have a cast iron skillet, but it's got some flaking on it. It was a Lodge, and they come pre-seasoned, which it has a texture, and so some of these guys are sanding them down and then they season them again. And I was like, oh wow, that's intense. I mean, that takes hours.
Yeah, I think
you don't have cast iron, do you?
Spencer's has an old cast iron he uses sometimes, but it's one he got from his dad that's really nice and well. I mean, it almost feels like a nonstick pan.
Oh, it is. I mean, because when I was at...
it's completely smooth on the bottom.
When I was staying at the cabin in Rapid City, or in the Black Hills, last time I went out there, not my cabin, but my dad helps take care of some people's land, and they let people stay there.
Well, what kind of a Minnesotan are you? You don't have a cabin.
Well, and one in South Dakota. But they had an iron or a cast iron skillet. I was like, I had cast iron skillet envy. It was, man, that was a nice skillet. It was just old and, I mean, it was basically nonstick. So,
yeah, I think
you could fry an egg in it. You can't fry an egg in a new skillet.
Well, you can in a nonstick.
Yeah, I know. I got one of those too, but that has chemicals.
The one I've been buying these. The famous brand is All Clad.
Okay.
AKA the more expensive American brand.
Is that cast iron or is that
no,
ceramic?
These are actually bonded like steel and aluminum ones.
Oh, these chefs do that.
Yeah, they are non-stick. They definitely you can't cook eggs in them.
Oh,
not easily. I think you could, but
yeah.
But
I need it for eggs.
What they're amazing for though is stuff like they're great for steaks or burgers or anything that you need to build up that fond.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm not being able to get I'm trying to perfect a burger.
Yeah,
and a cast iron doesn't seem to.
I would think that a nonstick could do a burger pretty well, but
what I do is I cook it on the iron skillet, but then I finish it on some kind of nonstick thing I have just to get a little bit of a. That's my experiment right now.
Yeah, the steel pans really are great for that stuff, and the thing is, I'll
look for one of those.
You can really, again, stuff will stick, but you can always get the shit off of them.
Yeah.
You just have to do these things like Barkeeper's Friend or baking soda and whatever. And the thing is, they don't have a coating, so you can just, scrape the hell out of them.
Okay. I get it. Little elbow grease.
Yeah, the ones that, the number one way to clean these things is that when you're done, you kind of get the food out of it, and then you put some water in the bottom of it and put it on the burner on high and let it boil.
Sure, I've seen that.
And then the stuff just comes off.
See, I watch these YouTube videos about skillets.
Yeah.
Is that sad?
Not really. I watch YouTube videos about lots of dumb things.
I've been finding that I'm watching YouTube more than I am the streaming services that I have. And I think you actually have the non-ad version of YouTube, don't you?
I after a while, I gave in and paid for YouTube without ads, yeah.
I'm tempted to do that just because I'm only watching like maybe at most a 20-minute video. And if you have to watch, it's like these streaming services, you might see some ads, but it's not quite as frequent. Especially if you're only watching a 3-minute video and you have an ad. It's like, oh my God. But
I get quite a bit of value out of my YouTube subscription, to be honest. I really hate ads, and I watch just enough that I think it's worthwhile. But
I've been tempted to look into that and maybe get rid of a streaming service. But then the kids are like, well, I'm watching this show on Hulu. And I was like,
it's hard, yeah. Yeah, they're
I finally talked everyone into getting rid of Hulu. And, but when I did, I said, it's kind of that deal where, if you stay for 6 months, it's 60% off. And I said, all right.
Hulu is, they still have some good stuff.
Sulu on Hulu.
The one the one I don't watch anymore is Disney. Although eventually Hulu and Disney are going to be the same thing, I think.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But
well, they got some nature shows.
So does everybody.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of their nature shows are better than others.
No, what I hate though is
Hulu
like when Discovery bought up all the Warner stuff, they made Max instead of HBO and all that stuff. And
wait, so is Discovery going to doing some kind of merger though? Is that with HBO?
Right. So Discovery,
they might have one service, right?
They already do.
Oh,
it's called Max.
Oh, so that has all the home improvements.
Yeah, it has all the Property Brothers and all that crap.
I don't like a lot of those shows, but some of those I really like. I'm kind of in a weird niche where it's like a renovation kind of show that.
Nope, they have all that crap in there. But the thing that's weird is
I don't like most of renovation shows though. There's a little weird
together with all the HBO and other things.
Odd. Now Discover has some good science stuff too. I like. Do they have an ad version that's cheaper?
I think they do actually.
No. Well, you watch some HBO shows.
Yeah, that's why I keep it. There are a few shows that are great. I still watch John Oliver every week.
And that's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Have you watched any of the new Jon Stewart since he came back to?
Oh, I saw his first one. I don't know. I'm sorry, but he's just screams too much for me. I don't know what it is. It's that kind of intense thing all the time. Mm-hmm. His shtick is I'm sorry. I really appreciate the guy and I love the guy, but I appreciate it. I enjoyed his commentary, but his what am I trying to say? He's just that kind of I don't need to hear that.
It's funny because when he did his show on Apple TV Plus, he was a lot more kind of chill.
Oh,
because they were longer episodes, so he had a lot more time because they were very topical on. It wasn't just here's what's going on in the news and that show was kind of hit and miss. Sometimes it wasn't super great, but he himself was actually pretty enjoyable on those.
Yeah,
I thought. And he did this segment that I really miss, and he would do sort of a monologue thing at the beginning, like an introduction, and that was a little bit Daily Show like, although it was still more kind of chill. And I think also there was no studio audience and all that stuff, so it just had a different vibe to it. But
he's definitely playing to the studio audience.
Yeah, exactly. John Oliver sort of does the same thing, although he doesn't seem to feed back off of them very much. But
no, he just talks. He's like,
he packs so much stuff into his show. It's just
that's my complaint with him. It's like I can't.
There's a lot. Yeah, and
that's a lot to unpack.
The people who write his show, I'm pretty impressed with on how much the research they do is just crazy.
Oh no, I know. I totally. Again, I really appreciate it, but it's like I can't keep up with this guy. He's talking too fast.
So, but on the Stewart, the it's called The Problem with Jon Stewart, right?
Oh, he
The
got
one that
kicked out. He was banned from
canceled.
Apple.
And he
Too
He did
controversial.
this segment before he did the main, because he'd usually have a little interview with people like all these shows do, and he had this segment in his writers' room with all the staff writers where they would be kind of discussing.
That's very cool.
And I really enjoyed that segment. It wasn't super long, but you kind of got this vibe of
How the sausage is made.
Yeah, and how they were putting together the show and the topic and all that. And I thought that was cool.
That's a great idea. I would like to see that.
He had enough time, and I think it was an hour show.
Yeah.
To really, put something like that in. So
And
he
let people meet the writers.
Some of the shows he did were really good, but
I'm sure.
Kind of it was slowed down a little bit. It was nice. Predictably, his corporate overlords did not want him talking about China.
No.
So that's another show.
He really hams it up heavily on the Daily Show.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of is going back to his old thing. That's what people wanted, I guess. And although his episode about Tucker Carlson going to Russia was really funny.
Well, I'll give that a try. I really appreciate him, but it's like
I mean, it's a bit. That's just his
I know.
Thing. So what are you cooking for dinner tonight? I'm changing the subject.
I probably would just grab something real quick after this. Yeah. I had a late lunch. Well, my lunch didn't hold me over, so I had to eat like at 3. I've been getting really hungry at 3 p.m.
Yeah, you gotta eat before Jeopardy comes on.
I know. I sound like an old man. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well,
so,
I'm gonna whip up a batch of goulash when I'm done here.
Oh, goulash is a good thing. Now,
not real goulash, of course.
I'm kind of funny with goulash, and I have like the 4-ingredient goulash. It's just ground beef, onion, tomato soup, and water. No, salt and pepper. I mean, there's probably more ingredients.
I basically do the ground meat. Well, and
you did diced tomatoes. Well,
I throw 1 can of diced tomatoes in and a bunch of tomato soup.
Okay, tomato soup, fine. I don't do the diced tomatoes. Maybe I'll try it again next time, but I could use more vegetables or fruit or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And then I dump some paprika in it, which probably makes no difference whatsoever. But
no, I like paprika. Sometimes I use the smoked paprika.
That's how very unorthodox of you.
Another thing I've been watching, the thing I've been watching a lot of, and Jody, my wife, watches with me. It's very relaxing, and it's on YouTube. So I got on this. I kind of want a camper someday. I was talking about getting old, but
Clarence Thomas style.
I was so
RV.
I kind of no, not like that. Well, that was paid for by somebody else, I'm sure. I got on, how YouTube works. Somehow I was on this, I would get these things about stealth camping, where people are like it looks like a delivery truck, but they have inside, it's like a house, and they can park on the city street or whatever. And then I got, and before that was probably more like Survivor kind of, sort of survivalist kind of camping thing. I'm in the woods. I'm going to make a shelter. So then it evolved into stealth camping, and now I was looking at camper videos, but then I got into this Kenny of Old Trades. He's a northern Minnesota guy, and he has a truck camper. It's like a pickup truck with a.
Oh, it's in the bed, right?
Yeah, in the bed. Yeah, and then a lady comes in.
Yeah,
no, but it's just him. Every now and then he has a dog, but usually it's just him. And so he works you know,
And a part-time lady. Yeah, okay.
He has a girlfriend, but she works on the weekends, so she doesn't usually come along with him. But he, so on the weekend, like he'll leave from work on Friday and try to find a place like dispersed camping, which is like free camping in some forestry lands have these little pull-off areas you can do for park for free, or tax forfeited properties that are sort of counties kind of take care of them or whatever. Anyway, so he finds these places in northern Minnesota, and it's just him. It's very relaxing. So it's, you know, before I go to bed, and he's very calm and I don't know. You feel like you're actually camping with the guy, which is a little weird. I wouldn't do that, but he likes to solo camping and just to get away from it all. Kenny of old trades, and he finds these places. He makes it look very, very. I'm not going to buy a truck camper because I don't want some. If I did a camper, it would be something I could pull behind and push away out of the way somewhere when I'm not using it. I'm not going to have a dedicated vehicle to camping like an RV or something. But so that's my recommendation if you're looking into something. Even if you're not into camping, it's just relaxing. You get to see some really nice. And he does some cooking. You know, he'll do cooking on the
Cast iron
campfire
skillet.
sometimes.
Yeah, crossover. Yeah.
And well, that got me into this cast iron guy. He's a cowboy cook. I don't remember his name. I didn't write it down, but people that know would know. But he's got a mustache. He used to do the chuck wagon kind of thing for ranchers. Maybe he still does, but he's a fun character because he'll be like, so I'm going to do this, and you know why? Because this. He asks these questions in the middle of nowhere. He'll just say, and you know why? His presentation is
That's great.
unique. Do you have a favorite YouTube thing you're watching? Besides Ralphie and
Boy, I get kind of in ruts, but one thing I will say, I tend to watch a fair number of barbecue videos.
oh yeah,
And I kind of got watching. There's this guy in I think he's out of Austin, Texas, but named Aaron Franklin. He's pretty famous. He has one of those like restaurants everybody thinks is one of the best in the world and that kind of thing.
in where was he?
I think it's in Texas somewhere, probably
Oh,
Austin.
so it's Texas barbecue kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Beef.
And he, but he's done a lot of PBS produced videos over the years.
It sounds familiar because I do watch some of those kind of things too.
Yeah.
I love barbecue.
And he's really good at this kind of thing. He's kind of a hipster nerd, I would kind of describe his vibe.
A nipster.
Yeah. And he does a lot of, he has a bunch of old ones on kind of how to make things and everything, but he did a recent series, the Texas PBS people must have put it together, but a bunch of hour-long shows that go into he goes and visits other restaurants and talks to people and all that. It's pretty cool.
I've seen shows like that on. I have TBS or TPT Passport. TPT is our Twin Cities Public.
I mean, those videos might even be on that service if you have that.
Yeah. See, so that's the streaming service I pay for that I don't really think of sometimes because it's more of just comes with the membership. But
yeah. So I think it's called. Well, if you just search YouTube for Aaron Franklin, Aaron.
I'm gonna search my TPT Passport too for it.
Yeah.
Aaron Copeland.
Yep. He's still alive. Makes barbecue.
The Great American Songbook. Fine.
Yeah, my wife just opened a pop loudly in the room here. So.
And I'm guessing it's a Diet Pepsi.
It's a Diet Pepsi.
And how is it?
How is the Diet Pepsi?
Well, I haven't tried it yet, but based on the other 30,000 I've had so far in my life, I bet it's going to be.
She didn't fall for it.
No.
Sad.
And that sounded like a Charlie Brown adult.
Phil says you sound like Charlie Brown adult. So. Wah, 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 wah. She said it tasted like the other 30,000.
And you know where I was trying to get her to
Oh,
go.
yeah. Don't worry
Which
about
we
it.
haven't used that for years.
We haven't used it in literally years. She ought to be happy.
It's so good. Well, I stopped because we were using it a lot. And now I'll bring it back.
It's time. Yeah,
It hasn't. We haven't had an opportunity though either. We haven't.
She is a committed future guest.
For episode 100.
Yeah, for our spectacular. It's going to be 6 hours long.
Wow, we need to bring like everyone there again.
We'll just have a giant Zoom call.
Like we did that one time. What season was that? 80? Was that some milestone sort of?
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but
Now, we were going to talk about old tech, but I don't know. We're already into the hour 13 minutes
I think
thing.
we can push that to next time.
I was looking forward to it.
Were you?
Yeah. I like these segments. I like the idea, the topics, segments. We have to edit this out because it's... Will we?
No,
People
we
don't
usually
want to hear. People don't want to
No.
hear this. Anything else you watching? You got to make dinner. You got to make your goulash.
Yeah, I got to make that.
Well, it's been
It's
nice
easy.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Episode 92.
Crazy.
Like Kenny of Old Trades says, is that you've spent the whole weekend with me, and that's just about long enough.
That's a good line. That's just about long enough.
And then he says, be kind, be honest, and be... And something, I don't know. He said.
Yeah, all these YouTubers have to have some little thing they say when they sign off.
That's his tagline.
Yeah, just like we do.
Do we always say it, and here's a song.
I mean,
And there it goes. Oh my God. What's the song going to be on this one?
so many possibilities.
And yet, hardly any.
You know, I mean, we could do a song about goulash.
Sure. Although that's a little bit like the food one, like last time.
Oh yeah, you did soup last time.
Dancing
okay.
and
we
while
better
having
not do
soup.
that. Okay.
All right, fine. I should get something more to eat, but I don't think I'll be making dinner. I'm just going to have a
Okay.
sandwich or something.
You just go have a sandwich.
I'm going to set a spell on the veranda. You need a gazebo.
I already have a pergola.
Oh, I guess you don't. If somebody had a pergola and a gazebo, that's a little audacious.
Yeah, that's pretty highfalutin.
It's putting on airs.
I got too many errors. I think you could do a gazebo. You could build it.
Well, I was thinking more of a pergola.
Okay, fine.
But then again, sometimes I think I'm going to build a little tiny home back there for the kids to live in.
Here's your home.
Or I need a place to park my
Come over
camper.
Come over on Sundays.
Come over to do your laundry.
Yeah,
A lot of those tiny home things. That's one of my. Okay, I'm just gonna do one more thing where I know we're getting a
Please.
little long here. Then a woman walked in, but a lot of these tiny home, I got through a phase of that, and I like the idea. But some of these people live in somebody's backyard. They use their electricity. They use their plumbing. It's not really. Yeah, who's going to let me live in their backyard? I mean, come on.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That doesn't count.
No, that's not roughing it.
Yeah, tiny homes don't need to rough it. What's it? There's a guy from New Zealand, I think. We'll have to ask Bex if she went to high school with him, but he
Yeah, they all know each other.
well, there's only 7 of them.
Yeah.
Not counting the
hobbits. Yeah.
Not counting the. Well, fine. The All Blacks. There's at least 12 of them.
Okay. So maybe there's a 50-50 chance that she would know this person.
I don't know. Maybe she's at least heard of the YouTube thing, but it's a tiny home YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he goes to England. But I'm just rambling. We have to stop this. I'm just going to keep talking about YouTube.
Jane, stop this crazy thing.
Good night, John.
I was gonna stop.
Hello, everyone. This is Ed Uncle Hat, and this is Time to Lean, and here's a song, episode 92. Phil and John will have a beverage, tell a story, and then they'll talk about something that they told a story about. That's not right.
Here's the song!
Further and fewer in between. That hit of dopamine. Since you left the scene, I'm feeling lonely and mean. In a bathrobe in the mezzanine, watching them get the pool clean. I can't afford the rent. What you didn't take is all spent. Further and fewer in between. That hit of dopamine. It's not the same with caffeine. Drinking coffee from a vending machine.